Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving deep into one of the most powerful and revolutionary innovations in the history of modern finance, the exchange-traded fund commonly known as the ETF. If you have ever felt overwhelmed trying to choose individual stocks, or if you have grown frustrated by the high fees, structural restrictions, and rigid rules of traditional mutual funds, ETFs were designed specifically to solve those problems. To understand what an ETF is, think of it as a basket of goods. Imagine going to the grocery store. Instead of walking down every aisle to buy one apple, one banana, one orange, and one grape individually, you simply pick up a prepackaged fruit basket that contains all of them in perfect proportions. In the financial world, that basket holds dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of individual stocks, bonds, or other assets. But here is the real magic that changed the investing landscape forever. Even though this basket contains a massive, diversified collection of investments, the basket itself trades on a public stock exchange just like a single share of an individual company. You can buy it at 10 o'clock in the morning and sell it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You can watch its price fluctuate second by second throughout the trading day. This elegant combination of instant diversification and real-time trading liquidity is exactly why ETFs have completely taken over the investing world. To truly appreciate the scale of this financial phenomenon, we have to look at the actual numbers, because the growth we are witnessing is unprecedented. According to recent global financial data, by the middle of 2026, the total assets under management invested in the global ETF industry reached a staggering record high of over $23 trillion. To give you an idea of how rapidly this space is expanding, that is a massive increase from just a few years ago. Worldwide, investors can now choose from more than 17,000 different ETFs. This capital is moving away from traditional high-fee mutual funds at a historic pace. Net inflows into ETFs have routinely outpaced mutual funds by billions of dollars every single month. Interestingly, this multi-trillion-dollar sandbox is highly concentrated at the top. Just three major asset management firms, BlackRock's iShares, Vanguard, and State Street's SPDR, control roughly 59% of all global ETF assets. But even though a few massive providers dominate the infrastructure, the sheer variety of what you can actually buy inside an ETF has exploded into almost limitless options. Before we break down how these thousands of funds are classified, let us quickly look under the hood at how an ETF actually works, because it is fundamentally different from a traditional mutual fund. When you invest in a standard mutual fund, you send your cash directly to the fund company. At the end of the trading day after the markets close, the fund managers calculate the total net asset value of everything they own and issue you shares at that single fixed closing price. If you want to sell, you have to wait until the end of the next day. ETFs do away with this slow process entirely through a unique mechanism involving institutional middlemen known as authorized participants. These large financial institutions constantly create or redeem ETF shares in massive blocks based on real-time market supply and demand. If a lot of retail investors want to buy an ETF, the authorized participant goes out into the open market, buys the underlying stocks, bundles them together, and hands them to the ETF issuer in exchange for new ETF shares to sell to the public. This back-end process ensures that the price of the ETF stays tightly anchored to the actual value of the underlying assets. Because of this structural design, ETFs offer lower administrative costs, continuous pricing, and remarkable tax efficiency, since the fund rarely has to sell its own stocks and trigger capital gains taxes just to pay out an investor who wants to leave. Now that we understand the mechanism, let us explore how ETFs are classified, which is essential for building a smart portfolio. The first and most intuitive way to categorize ETFs is by their underlying asset class, in other words, what exactly is inside the basket. The first and largest category is equity ETFs. These funds hold shares of publicly traded corporate stocks. Equity ETFs can be incredibly broad, such as a fund tracking the S&P 500 index, which instantly gives you a tiny slice of the 500 largest companies in the United States. Alternatively, equity ETFs can be hyper-focused on specific sectors of the economy. If you want to invest exclusively in healthcare, clean energy, financial institutions, or technology companies, there is a specific sector equity ETF designed for that exact purpose. The second major category is fixed income or bond ETFs. These funds invest in debt securities, including government treasury bonds, corporate bonds, or municipal debts. Historically, buying individual corporate bonds was incredibly difficult for everyday investors because they often required massive minimum investments and lacked liquid public marketplaces. Bond ETFs completely democratized this space. They allow you to buy a single share of a fund that holds thousands of diversified bonds. providing consistent yield and monthly income payments directly into your account, acting as a crucial stabilizing force in a volatile portfolio. The third category is commodity ETFs. These funds track the performance of physical raw materials, precious metals, or agricultural assets like gold, silver, crude oil, or copper. Some commodity ETFs are physically backed, meaning the fund managers literally buy bars of physical gold and lock them away in secure bank vaults, matching every share you buy on your brokerage app to a tangible piece of gold sitting in a vault. Fourth, we have seen the explosive rise of alternative and specialty ETFs, most notably represented by cryptocurrency funds. The introduction of spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs has brought hundreds of billions of dollars of institutional and retail capital into the digital asset universe. These specialty funds allow everyday investors to gain direct exposure to the price movements of crypto assets right inside their traditional retirement or brokerage accounts, completely eliminating the need to set up digital wallets, navigate unregulated exchanges, or worry about losing private cryptographic keys. The next major classification system is based on geographic scope. An ETF can be classified as a domestic ETF, meaning it invests exclusively within the borders of a single nation, like the United States, Japan, or Australia. Or it can be classified as an international developed market ETF, focusing on mature, stable economies across Western Europe or the Asia-Pacific region. Finally, you have emerging market ETFs, which target fast-growing but high-risk developing economies like India, Brazil, or Taiwan. By classifying and selecting ETFs based on geography, you can easily ensure your net worth is not entirely dependent on the economic health of just one country. Now let us pivot to how ETFs are classified by their investment strategy, which is currently the most dynamic battleground in the entire financial sector. Historically, ETFs were strictly passive vehicles. A passive ETF simply mirrors a pre-existing index. The goal of a passive manager is not to beat the market or outsmart anyone. Their job is to perfectly copy the index. Because there is no expensive team of Wall Street analysts picking stocks, passive ETFs boast incredibly low fees. Some broad market index ETFs charge an annual expense ratio of less than 0.05%, meaning it costs you next to nothing to hold them. From there, the market evolved to create a middle ground known as smart beta or factor-based ETFs. These funds still track an index passively, but the index itself is customized. Instead of weighting companies purely by their size, a smart beta index might weight companies based on specific factors like high dividend yields, low historical volatility, or strong value metrics. But the biggest trend disrupting the financial industry today is the rapid expansion of actively managed ETFs. For decades, active management belonged entirely to mutual funds. But recently, asset managers have been aggressively converting their flagship active mutual funds into the ETF structure. Active ETFs have been gathering massive critical mass, capturing a highly disproportionate share of new global cash inflows. Investors are flocking to active ETFs because they provide the potential to outperform the broader market through professional stock selection, while retaining all the classic benefits of the ETF wrapper: intraday trading liquidity, high transparency, and lower administrative overhead compared to traditional mutual funds. As the industry has matured, issuers have pushed the boundaries of the ETF structure even further into complex, high-risk territory. This brings us to the classification of leveraged and inverse ETFs. A leveraged ETF uses complex financial derivatives to multiply the daily returns of an underlying index, aiming to deliver double or triple the daily movement of the market. An inverse ETF does the exact opposite, gaining value when its target index falls, giving retail investors an easy way to short the market without borrowing shares on margin. It is absolutely vital to know that these are highly specialized trading tools designed strictly for short-term intraday strategies. Due to the math behind daily rebalancing, holding a leveraged or inverse ETF for the long term can severely erode your capital, even if the underlying index moves in the direction you predicted over a period of months. We are also seeing a massive surge in options-based income ETFs, such as covered call and put-right funds. Research shows that options-based ETF assets have expanded rapidly, growing from under $5 billion globally just a few years ago to hundreds of billions of dollars today. These funds use mathematical options overlays to generate immediate high-yield cash flow for investors, sacrificing some long-term upside growth in exchange for steady income in a flat or choppy market. With over 17,000 choices available globally, navigating this landscape requires looking at a few key metrics. First, always check the expense ratio, because high fees compound quietly and eat into your returns over decades. Second, check the total assets under management and daily trading volume. Larger funds with high liquidity offer tighter bid-ask spreads, ensuring you do not lose money to hidden transaction costs when buying or selling. Third, for passive funds, look at the tracking error to ensure the fund is actually doing a precise job of mimicking its target index. Finally, look at the underlying holdings to make sure you are not accidentally overlapping too much with stocks you already own individually. To wrap it all up, the ETF revolution has truly democratized the world of global investing. Whether your goal is to buy the entire global stock market with a single click, secure steady income through corporate bonds, target specific technological megatrends like artificial intelligence, or generate cash flow using complex options strategies, there is an ETF classified and waiting for that exact purpose. They have evolved from a niche alternative into the absolute backbone of modern wealth building. As always, make sure you align your choices with your personal risk tolerance and long-term financial goals. Thank you for listening. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.